A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning, with the house.
Nama, hallo. Okay. Nee, die sollte jetzt schon geändert sein.
I lived
Sollte
here
jetzt...
until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Ich lebte hier bis ich 11... Ah, ich hätte schneller lesen müssen.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Im Brief... ich kann das gar nicht so schnell lesen. Okay, das kannst du vergessen dann.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Rechts oder links? Hat das Open World? Kannst du sie lauter machen? Amara, grüß dich. Das ist kein Horrorspiel, also ich glaube, da wird das nicht so funktionieren. Hallo. Wo bin ich überhaupt? Oh Gott. Ich kann da gar nicht laufen.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Lol, Didi, du hast das jetzt einfach, oder hast das jetzt selber gespoilert? Hast du einfach gespoilert?
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Schreibt keine Spoiler und spoilert komplett. Also, Held.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Ich glaube, bei dem Spiel werde ich nicht viel reden.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Oh, missing. Wird jemand vermisst? Aber wie komme ich jetzt? Also wahrscheinlich dort drüben. Doch. Ah, durch die runde Klappe.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Schaut ja innen komplett anders aus wie draußen.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Ah, da braucht
My
jemand
mom was the
Sauerstoff.
only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Ich darf mir gar nichts sagen, weil sonst rede ich rein. Ah, da war eine.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Danke, LA, für dein Luck.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third-floor stairs on the night we left.
Sympathisch, man kann sich unterhalten.
Du bist sympathisch. Willst du gleich spielen, Fabian?
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Barbara. Kelvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Ah, musst du gar nicht drücken, okay.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Was a safe room, huh?
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Wie, willst du das jetzt essen, oder
The
was?
gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone.
Went beyond two souls? I have no idea. Do they talk that much as well there? Because Beyond Two Souls is a really long game, so there are many parts of the game.
I kept eating and eating.
Zahnpasta, echt jetzt? Okay, ja gut, das ist ein Kind.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Und dann wahrscheinlich ist es irgendwas Giftiges. So, Toilettenwasser kannst du auch noch trinken.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Jetzt war ich eine Katze, wie geil bin ich? Wie geil ist das denn? Kann ich springen? Oh mein Gott, ich bin eine Katze.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Oh mein Gott, das ist der beste Part, glaube ich, Alter. Die Steuerung von der Katze ist ziemlich gut. Oh, jetzt? Oh mein Gott, bist deppert.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Das habe ich schon gespielt, Stray.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Ich glaube, da wirken die Bären, ha?
Rabbits.
Aber
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry.
oh Mann, das ist
I
so dumm, dass
started
man...
choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Lol. Fuck. Hi, Fisch!
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Ich kann nicht runter. Also runterschauen. Oder?
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Achso, so. Warum Cam aus? Weil der Text genau in der Cam ist. Cam ist. Also muss ich runter. Ah, da ist er. Na komm her, das ist sehr cool.
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Jetzt bin ich ein Wurm. Ah, das ist cool. Ja, der Schlange.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh Gott, das Willen, Alter, bist du dumm? Dann habe ich ja gar nichts gesehen. Servus, Psycho.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Yeah, the drunken sailor. What should we do with the drunken sailor? The morning. Ah, ja, okay. Hallo, kann ich sie fressen,
After
bitte?
the
Na komm.
last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Hä? Ah, jetzt geht's.
I got closer and closer.
Woran kommen wir closer? Okay, nee, ich muss rechts. Ich meine links. Und dann rechts. Du kannst nicht unten durch.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay, wir arbeiten uns da bei dem Familienbaum hoch, ne? Katze draußen?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Ja. Oder muss ich da rechts? Nee. Alles klar, Noah. Da geht's weiter. Was soll ich denn drücken, bitte? Also,
Odin
ich hab's
Finch
jetzt.
buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Am 7. Januar 1937 setzte er mit seiner Familie, was kann ich da wieder zurück auch? Nee, wahrscheinlich nicht, ne? Nein. An seinem Haus die Segel in der Hoffnung, den Fluch hinter sich zu lassen.
But 40-foot
Hallo
waves
Sonnenlicht.
off the coast of
Hello.
Washington send the Haus and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Doch 12 Meter hohe Wellen vor der Küste von Washington sandten das Haus und Odin auf den Grund des Meeres.
Odin's daughter Edith, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Odins Tochter Eddie mit Ehemann Sven und Baby Molly ging ans Land ihrer neuen Heimat Orcas Island.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Odin Finch ist der erste, der auf dem neuen Familienfriedhof zur Ruhe gelegt wird.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Seine Tochter Eddie träumt bereits von einem neuen Finch-Haus im Labyrinther Verlag. Das war's. Ja, warte, da hätten wir wieder von Anfang an den Anfang lesen können. Ah, da. Seit 500 Jahren waren die Finches in ganz Norwegen für ihren Reichtum und ihr Unglück bekannt. Odin Finch beerdigt das jüngste Opfer des Familienfluches, seine Frau Ingeborg und seinen neugeborenen Sohn Johann. Dani Naben dir ebenso. Freut mich, dass du da bist. So.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Ich hätte gerne einen Apfelkuchen.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Gottes Willen. Ja, ist ja klein. Sind wir jetzt im
The only
Badezimmer von
trace Grandpa
Abahachi?
Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Gottes Willen, was ist denn das für eine Schleuder?
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Das sind so geile Spots zum
Sven
Chillen.
gave
irgendwie.
Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Fort Kelvin.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Ja, also ein bisschen macht mir das schon müde, weil ich gehe halt nur,
I
ne?
guess
Und
my
ich kann
grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
halt nicht reden.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Boah, wird mir schlecht erst.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
Das ist, also, so.
Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Das ist der ideale Spot, eine Schaukel aufzubauen. Genau so.
or maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Gnad schon.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Auch bei so einem Abgrund. Also ich würde nicht wirklich irgendwie eine Schaukel aufbauen bei so einem Abgrund davor. Das könnte ein bisschen schlecht enden. Ja. Also ich gehe irgendwie davon aus, dass am Anfang, das sind jetzt wieder nur Theorien, ne? Die erste ist wahrscheinlich irgendwie gestorben, schätze ich mal, weil sie gewisse Substanzen zu sich genommen hat, wie zum Beispiel diese Beeren eben, oder eben Zahnpasta oder das Essen von der Ratte. Bei ihm war es, glaube ich, jetzt logisch, was passiert ist.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh, diesen Sound müsst ihr euch vorstellen, wenn ihr geteabagt werdet. Dieses ganze Zeit. Achso. Ich habe gezogen. Also ich würde gerne diesen Ingenieur kennenlernen, der dieses Haus da konstruiert hat. Das ist hier komplett
The
geil.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Ich will aber dann noch nicht rein. Ich meine, ich will da gucken. Was gibt's denn hier? Da sind wir wieder hier, glaube ich, ne? Ich hasse es, wenn ich einfach zwei Wege habe und ich weiß nicht, wo ich hingehen kann und darf. Ah, jetzt sind wir wieder. Ah, okay, da waren wir schon. Dann sind wir wieder im Hauptgebäude. Ist, glaube ich, wurscht, oder? Komm ich.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Barbara, look at this beautiful hair.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Achso, ich dachte, das ist Pizza. Happy Birthday, Barbara. Hey, Pocahontas, schau. Ey, kommen Erinnerungen auf, ha? Ja. Ah, hier.
Of all
Dreadful
the stories
stories.
people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Na, wegen Mannequins.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current Rick was
Bei dem
about to
Spiel ist das nicht gut.
demonstrate when
Now that was a great scream.
it was
Okay.
Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're
So
right.
runter, so die
Also,
Treppen
I loved your
runtergeflogen.
delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
So,
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
oh mein Gott. Geschah! Da, stehen da! Geh mal im Chase, gib ihm! Also muss ich schon wieder runtergehen, oder was? Oh mein Gott, ich dachte, das macht's von alleine.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Das bin ich, wenn ich eine Mücke, wenn ich gegen eine Fliege kämpfe. Der Bandenchef ist der berüchtigte Hakenmann-Killer Dr. Carl Hamill, der heute vor 10 Jahren seine Familie aufspießte und ass.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up. But if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Ja. Ich glaube, ich sehe rechts, wo er ist, ne? Achso.
Walter, are you there?
Mommy's here. Walter, wo bist du?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And here he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Das ist mein Walter jetzt? Ah, der ist ja nicht mehr da.
She played her part beautifully.
Jetzt sind wir bei dem Molly-Zimmer.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Achso.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Wahrscheinlich jetzt irgendein Mitarbeiter, da kann ich auch rausrutschen. Nee. Wahrscheinlich ein Mitarbeiter und das war jetzt ein Unfall, aber Hauptsache sie hat gut geschrien, ne?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Frag, von wo bist denn du daher? Warst du schon vorher da?
Someone at the door was
Coming.
dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Das ist eine...
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Na, servus. Ich habe das schon bewusst gesagt. As, ne? Also das heißt as. Zu dem Pocahontas, das hier eben, also Puppen zum Beispiel, ne? Das als Erinnerung. Genau.
I guess now I
Mannequins.
know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
It's getting dark outside. War das eine Reflexion oder habe ich da was gesehen?
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Was spielst du? Hallo Kazuya. What Remains of Edith Finch? Ja, Fabian, da kannst du dir trotzdem eine ganz normale Antwort auch geben, du, ne?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Aber es ist dunkel.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always
Yes.
expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Nee, Pfirsich schmecken geil, die aus der Dose, finde ich. Schmecken schon gut.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to
Oh,
feel
das geht schneller. Ich dachte, muss ich immer so okay, ups.
almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Warum?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Ich dachte, das sind Unfälle. Warum sagt er...
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
was sie getötet hat? Aber wie mies muss das sein? Du kommst
Maybe
raus nach
she was
30
afraid
Jahren.
I'd end up like Walter.
Auf einmal, bumm.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Okay. Was is happening?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Warte mal, wir sind jetzt im Jahr... ...16, 2016. Und da scheint anscheinend irgendeine Flut oder so gekommen zu sein. Hallo Luca, wie findest du, ich kann jetzt noch kein Urteil sagen,
Maybe
ehrlich
it'd be
gesagt.
better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Nee. Hä? Ah, geht doch weiter jetzt.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Wo muss ich hin?
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Ich habe gar kein Life is Strange gespielt.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Oh, jetzt sind wir wieder hinter dem Haus. Ja. Ja, da gibt es so viele Teile, das wird wieder so viel Zeit, vielleicht irgendwann einmal, aber das wird wieder sehr viel Zeit beanspruchen auch.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Ja, ist eine gute Frage.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
Da
I'm
steht ja
sure
jemand.
Odin's monument had been Edith's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edith, the past never went away.
Ne, das sind Statuen, okay. Alexa, stopp! Der schaltet sich einfach ein. Im Bad. Bis zum nächsten Mal, hat's gesagt.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Aha, okay. Kann ich jetzt nicht mehr nochmal rein. Schade.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Ja, nicht so alt, ne?
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
allgemein, die werden alle nicht so alt.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Die reden auch von irgendeinem Fluch auf
There's
der
so many
Familie.
things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Also das ist, denke ich mal, auf jeden Fall viel heftiger, wenn du mit der Hoffnung lebst, dass die Person
But
noch...
looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Okay, nee. Auch nicht. Ah, da ist die Leiter.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? What? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Ja, der gute Qualität hast. Kann ich da alles herum...
You're right,
Ja.
Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Was ich sagen wollte vorher, das muss, glaube ich, noch ein schlimmeres Gefühl sein, wenn du das Gefühl, also wenn du nicht weißt, ob jemand noch da ist oder nicht. Aber du wirst die Hoffnung auch nicht aufgeben eben. Obwohl viele sagen, denken, also macht da nicht allzu viel Hoffnung oder sowas. Ja, Hoffnung stirbt immer zuletzt. Ah, das Wasser ist echt schön. Erstmal Wasser fotografieren. Kann ich da... Soll ich alles fotografieren, was ich finde, oder irgendwas Bestimmtes? Ich glaube, was Bestimmtes. Und zwar... das haben wir eh schon fotografiert.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
Ja.
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Aber
I'm
echt,
just
hey.
saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Eine Hand glitscht.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don!
What? Muss man da jetzt ein Foto machen? Das muss ja nicht sein. Achso, ich kann mich
I'm proud
bewegen.
of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Ich zeig mal so, ich bewege die Kamera.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Es tut mir leid, ne? Es tut mir leid, ne? Hör auf. Entschuldigung. Es tut mir leid, ne? Es tut mir leid. Es tut mir leid, es ist nicht witzig, ne? Aber dieser Wurfsound, also, ich weiß nicht, das tut mir leid.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Weißt, darf ich nicht mal kurz was sagen? Weißt, so viele Tode teilweise hier bei diesen, die wären, also manche zumindest, wären verhinderbar gewesen, glaube ich, wenn man einfach ein bisschen einen logischen Verstand gehabt hätte. Also die Schaukel erklärt sich ja von selbst, ne? Dass man da nicht irgendwie so, dass da was passieren kann. Es ist nie gut, auf Bahnsteigen zu gehen. Wieder eine Anhöhe, wo wirklich ein bisschen ausrutschen schon wirklich was passieren kann, ne? Der erste, also was man jetzt, ich glaube, die anderen habe ich ein bisschen irgendwie verpennt, habe ich das Gefühl. Aber das mit einem kleinen Kind zum Beispiel, das ist sowas, was leider sehr oft passieren kann. Kinder essen einfach alles gefühlt und dann kann einfach sowas passieren und das ist wirklich, das ist schlimm. Ich glaube, Calvin habe ich, was war mit Calvin nochmal? Was war mit Calvin nochmal? Ich bin mir jetzt nicht mehr sicher, genau. Ich muss mir das dann selber nochmal anschauen. Aber es ist wirklich vieles verhinderbar gewesen. Sam Finch.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Ah, das war der mit der... Ah, das war der, okay. Ich bin ein Baby.
The rest of us don't.
Oh mein Gott, jetzt hast du mich verkackt. Oh, ich bin ein Frosch.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Telefon! Ich will doch baden hier.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Hui! Ich bin eine Ente. In einer Form, ich kann fliegen. Hui, ich bin ein Delfin. Call me Flipper, baby. Hello.
So much of Calvin.
Hui.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
Hast du es gesehen? Hä? Wer bin ich jetzt? Oh! Und nochmal, einmal macht man noch so einen Trickshot. Oh! Did you see that, baby? Ah, okay, nochmal. Ja, ich greif dich jetzt an, Alter. Ja! Schau, seine Augen bewegen sich heute. Ich will dich erobern hier. Yo! Grazie mille. Oh. Oh! Ich sehe hier oben etwas. Ich will da hoch. Ah.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Oh nee, lass mich in Ruhe.
I know
Ah,
you
du
did
bist so...
everything you could.
Du bist so gemein, ey.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Ich werde frei sein eines Tages.
Damn it.
Wasser ist zwar weg, aber die Energie ist hier.
I wish he could have told us.
Ja!
What he saw.
Und jetzt ertrinken wir. Hör mal darauf.
There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything.
Was denn? Warum bin ich zu Myers mutiert?
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Also ich denke mal natürlich, diese Frösche und sowas, das war einfach nur eben so eine Darstellung, was passiert ist. Das Baby wird wahrscheinlich eben dann wieder aufgedreht haben und dann hat es nicht abgedreht. Die Mama war telefonieren und dann auf einmal ist alles übergegangen und... Warte mal, hat sie nur das Wasser abgedreht und hat sie nicht den Stöpsel rausgezogen? Anscheinend nicht. Ja, das sind diese Sachen eben. Da muss man eben wirklich aufpassen. Bei Kindern oder bei Babys eben. Da ist es wirklich was anderes. Das ist wirklich logischerweise also, mein Gott. Schaut auf eure Kinder, gell, bitte. Schaut auf eure Kinder. Selbst, also, ja. Kann wirklich so schnell was passieren, leider. Kindliche Vorstellung, genau. Genau. Weil Kinder, die wissen halt überhaupt nichts, was da passiert. Und dann ist schon spät.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Fabienne wieder sehr,
At the
sehr
time, it was as far
direkt.
away as she could get.
Nimmt ein Dreckskind aus der Wanne raus. Geschissene, gell? Entschuldigung.
I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Es ist eine Stripstange. Oh. Ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl, dass ich falsch gehe. Weil sie redet nichts. Talk dirty to me. Ich will nichts wissen, das war wieder so eine Frage an mich, ne?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Mein Vater rief ihn streng zu sich, doch Gus sich weigert tat. Und weiter seinen Drachen flog. Ich will runter, was mit dir? Flog trotz Herzenswut am Start.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I remember.
Versucht war ich, ihn umzustimmen, da er sie nicht mal kannte. Wir brauchen keine Stiefmutter. Er mich sogleich von dannen sandte. Ist jemand von euch mal mit einem Drachen geflogen?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Als die Zeit der Bilder kam, befahl ihm Dad, komm her. Doch Gus sich gleich verweigerte mit bösem Mittelfinger. Ach, Fabienne.
The wind picked up In panic, geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Der Wind erbrauste, Gänse schrien gen Himmel, sich erhoben, die Menschen dagegen unbekümmert sogleich ins Zelt stoben. Stoben? Okay. Ja.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Der Regen wie aus Eimern schüttend, doch keinen packte Angst, egal wie stark und wild das Zelt im Winde sich gar wand.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Der Donner grollte viel zu nah, voll unheilvoller Power. Doch Vater sagte lediglich, macht die Musik doch endlich lauter. Ich wünschte, ich könnte.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Also, wenn Donner und so kommt, weil das ist wieder ein Kind auch, die wissen das wahrscheinlich nicht. Oder allgemein wieder, also wirklich ganz viele, wie soll ich sagen, das erste eher schwierig, aber manche Tode, vor allem bei Jüngeren, das ist einfach, ja, Unachtsamkeit der Eltern. Vor allem, wenn schon ein Donner und sowas kommt, ne? Das Kind draußen lassen mit einfach an Drachen, ne? Mit einem Drachen, der was da oben ist, ne? So quasi blitz mich. Und die Eltern so, ja, ne? So, wir haben, ich schaue mal nochmal kurz rauf. Die ist langsamer. Ich glaube, die fliegt runter. Oder auch nicht. Fly to India. Nee, das ist nicht so lang, das Spiel. Sie ist hier gerade schwanger? Echt? Ich dachte... Okay. Weil irgendwas hat es vorher gelesen mit 22 und schwanger. Ah ja, stimmt. Oder ist sie jetzt hier 17? Ich... 22 Wochen. Ich hab... Okay. Lol. Okay. Ich hab das Spiel gar nicht, Life is Strange. Auf der PlayStation, glaube ich, habe ich's. Da war es mal gratis. Sizer, hello. Grüß dich. Hä? Wo denn jetzt noch? Da war ja... Wir haben ja schon... Oder wir haben doch wieder was übersehen. Aber anscheinend ist eben sie die Einzige, die was eben noch von diesem Familienstammbaum vielleicht lebt. Und hoffentlich eine bessere Mutter sein wird, ne? So. Aber da... Müssen wir darauf? Jetzt denk nicht drüber nach, dass du schwanger bist, gell? So. Da ist nichts. Ah, ich hab mir gedacht, okay.
My
Ach,
mom
Mann.
moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Aber warum macht sie das auch, wenn sie so schwanger
When my
ist?
dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Vielleicht wurden sie von
I'm
den...
sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Vielleicht wurde sie von den Entwicklern irgendwie gedrängt. Edith, Milton, Lewis, Dawn.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Mein Kopf ist teilweise noch immer das am Erwarten, dass irgendwas Horrormäßiges passiert. Ach du Heilige. So, Mein Kopf ist ein bisschen müde, glaube ich. Es hat ein bisschen gedauert, bis ich das realisiert habe. Wie gesagt, Life is Strange wurde schon von vielen auch gesagt, eben, dass wir das spielen. Irgendwann auf jeden Fall, vielleicht, ja.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Sowas ist so geil, ne? Oh mein Gott! Ah, ups.
was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Wird man da auch erfahren, wohin er verschwunden ist? Das war wieder eine Frage für mich. No?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
Das Haus ist so geil, ne?
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Also da kannst du auf jeden Fall abschalten. Oh mein Gott! Alter. Ich meine gefährlich, ne? Sehr, sehr gefährlich, aber also ein bisschen Gitter anbringen vielleicht noch, so Safety First, ne? Würde dort auch chillen, das wäre so geil da oben, ne? Und, oh, fuck, ja. Na eben deswegen, Fabian, deswegen der Schutz, eben, deswegen der
Louis's
Schutz.
room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Also, ups. Weil das ist halt ein bisschen unsicher, ne? Da kann man noch so ein bisschen ein Gerüst hinbauen, eventuell. Und ist natürlich immer noch sehr hoch. Da kannst du abschalten. Oder, oh. Alter. Alter, wie geil war's, wie mega wäre der Streaming-Raum hier. Einfach da streamen. Einfach da streamen. Ganz ehrlich, ich würde das aber vielleicht ein bisschen umbauen, dass das im Hintergrund ist, weil ich könnte mich da fast nicht aufs Spiel konzentrieren, weil ich da immer rausschauen will. Weil ich glaube, ich würde eher umdrehen, damit die Kamera dann quasi auch, dass das super Aussicht nach hinten. Oh mein Gott, wäre das echt. Boah, das wäre so geil.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Okay.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Hello, Mickey.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Das ist aber ziemlich heftig Geld gemacht, ha? Irgendwie sollen sie
Daydreaming
machen.
at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Irgendwann hält er selber seine Hand rein, oder was?
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Hey, Mami.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of
Eine hübsche Königin, ein wunderschön... Hä?
handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents.
Oh, jetzt hat sie sich entschieden. Ich konnte nicht umkehren.
He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Whoa.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Hello.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh, das sind ja wir. Oder? Doch. Aha.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
I'm the king of the world.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Ich dachte, die Pflanzen freuen sich, dass mich sehen, dabei sind das Menschen im Hintergrund da. Oder zumindest irgendwelche. Servus Harald, grüß dich. Na Sibylle, grüß dich, hallo. Moin, moin. Na.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
No servus.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Okay.
The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Oh, stell dir vor, von unten ruft sie, Essen ist fertig. Bis du da unten bist, ist Essen kalt. Edith.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sailed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
History of the Finches by Edie Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Ja, es ist sehr gut gemacht. Ich mag das, wie sie es rüberbringen, die ganzen Geschichten. Finde ich sehr, sehr gut.
I wondered.
Ein schönes Spiel.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Wir werden geboren, ne? Oder? Ich glaube.
This journal was supposed to be for you.
Sicher, wir sind das Baby, glaube ich, oder? Muss ich was machen? Nein.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself.
Sicher sind wir das Baby.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Oder es war eine Fehlgeburt.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Okay. Sie ist bei der Geburt verstorben. Ei. Das ist jung, ne? Das ist sehr jung. Okay, das ist mies. Das sind Geschichten von echten Menschen, oder wie? Oder wie? Ja, das sind Credits, das ist mir schon klar, ja. Aber da am Anfang weil da ist ja jemand verstorben und dieses Spiel wurde ja jemandem ja gewidmet. Ja, der druckt schon ein bisschen auf die Brust, sag ich da. Und manche Sachen, die passieren halt wirklich sehr oft, ne? Das ist ja das eben. Das ist ja das. Ja, weil in dem Fall kriegst du eine Errungenschaft wahrscheinlich, weil du es anschaust. Manchmal überspringt man es, aber das sollte man hier eben nicht überspringen. Das Spiel ist sehr, sehr gut gemacht, muss ich sagen. Ich glaube, ich würde fast wirklich meinen, die leben... Ja, aber die ganz am Anfang. Die ganz am Anfang, ganz oben. Ist gestanden für... Und dann bis 2013, glaube ich. 1948 bis 2013. Aber, ich glaube aber, das ist so ein Spiel zum Beispiel, was man am besten für sich spielt. Ich glaube, dann ist es auf jeden Fall viel besser, wenn man sich von nichts ablenken lässt, wenn man wirklich sich komplett einfach zurücklehnt und die Geschichte von ihr erzählen lässt. Und dass man sich einfach da richtig reinfallen lässt. Also das Spiel ist auf jeden Fall, spielt es selber wirklich. Es ist nicht teuer, habe ich gerade erfahren. Und geht's rein, hört's zu, die Musik ist wirklich super und die Erzählstimme ist sehr, sehr, sehr entspannend und sehr schön. Und wenn man dann wirklich eben drin ist und alles drumherum wirklich komplett ausschaltet, ne, dann das ist eine sehr, sehr schön geschriebene und erzählte Geschichte. Edith Finch Team, gibt's das nicht mehr, oder wie?